What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got some Infinitrack rank 9 action for you guys to check out. This is all about level 9s in this deck. You guys can see there are some generators in here, and it's interesting because both of these archetypes are getting significantly better because of the stuff coming out in Eternity Code. Not just generators getting two amazing monsters in that set, but Infinitracks are getting a Fire Formation Tenki in that set as well. They're getting this card heavy forward. It's a continuous spell. You activate it and you get to add any of your Infinitrack monsters from your deck to your hand. It makes getting to that turn 1 level 9 setup a lot easier, and it just makes the deck a lot more consistent. Going from having essentially like one Deneb in your deck to having a Deneb plus a Tenki just makes your deck obviously much better. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll this and show you guys what you can do. This is a Master Rule 5 duel because, again, by the time we get Eternity Code, it will be MR5. He's going to go ahead and activate Terraforming to get the generator stage because generators don't do anything without this card. And then he's going to normal summon. This is the card, well, he did activate the effect of a heavy forward to get a search. This is the one that special summons another Infinitrack monster from your hand. It actually doesn't even have to be an Infinitrack. It can just be an Earth Machine. If you want to play some, crazy build using Geargias or something like that, you can feel free to do Card Curry, whatever. This is the Stratos for the archetype. So he did go ahead and he got the level 5, which the level 5 can actually just tribute the Stratos, and then you can go ahead and banish it and get yourself a search. He is going to activate the effect of the level 4. This means that as long as you have the 4 and the 5 on the field, both of your monsters kind of add up the levels and they become that level. So essentially both of these guys are level 9. Then he's going to activate the World Legacy Burgeoning, and he's going to get 2 more generators from the deck. And this is pretty sweet because he's going to get Mardell, which is an amazing card. She's a +1 on summon. She gets you any of your generator cards, and then he's going to get Horror, which this is like the boss monster to end all boss monsters. Has negation, has that Dark Law effect. It's really ridiculous. So he's going to go ahead and get that search. He will activate another generator card, but essentially he's going to transition all those level 9 monsters into some rank 9s. He's going for True King of all Calamities to make sure the hero player ain't activating no monster effects during their turn, but he's also going to go for this Phantom Fortress and snipe a card out of their hand. That's just mean. Gonna banish that card. Now we know when generator stage resolves, that's obviously super good because he can pull out a Horror from his deck. This means that not only does he have hard negation, because of course he'll get the tokens, but he still has that Dark Law type effect. If his opponent tries to use any searching type cards, like if he would just activate Rhoda, he could activate this guy's effect and take a card from his opponent's hand. But I don't even know if it's gonna matter. His opponent doesn't have any monster effects because of True King of all Calamities, so I feel like it's gonna be pretty difficult to play or to navigate through this. He will activate some effects because they're not actually on field. I don't know why he's not activating Horror. If your opponent uses things like Allure, or if they search at all, you should be activating Horror's effect to snipe a card or snipe a monster out of their hand at least. Why not? It's a free effect. He tries to go for Fusion Destiny. Horror says, no, I'm going to negate you, and then he is going to proceed to scoop it up. I don't know that he could have won this because not only could Absolute Zero not attack, but you have to understand this rank 9 can also take cards off of your opponent's field by detaching a material, and it's not targeting either. So let's just say he had the Mirror Force plus the Solemn Strike. He could have just went after like his back row using this card, ignored the Absolute Zero, because even if Absolute Zero has the graveyard effect to nuke your opponent's board, he could negate it by just either using True King of all Calamities, or he could just use like the Horror to negate it as well. So I don't really think his opponent had much of a chance of being able to break this board, and even things like Evenly Match would not stop this because Horror is that negation against anything. This card is going to be so good for generators. But anyways, let's go ahead and pause it and check out the deck. Actually, what were the last 2 cards? I'm trolling. The last 2 cards, we know what they were. It was Boss Fight and I think it was the other crappy generator trap card. Yeah, okay, there's Boss Fight, and then this is the crappy one that I wouldn't run. I honestly don't think generators have that many good spells and traps. Stage and Boss Fight are like the only good ones. Anyways, here's what the deck looks like on paper. Now, personally, I think he's running a lot, or he's running a lot of high numbers of some of the bad generator monsters. I think the good ones, I'm talking about the level 9s. Obviously, like Lopter is stupidly good. It's a Lone Fire Blossom for the deck, but Horror is super good. Murdell, she's a Rhoda, essentially, or a Stratos. She searches everything. Like, she's super good. And I think that Utgard being able to banish a card your opponent controls is good. The rest of them are just like, okay. Nidhogg is situationally good. I think that this one, which is kind of like a Monster Reborn, is situationally good. I don't think this one's good at all, and I don't think this one's good at all either, but I think that he's running a high number of these cards because he's also using World Legacy Burgeoning, so he kind of needs to be able to summon he needs a good collection of generator monsters to be able to resolve this card. Keep in mind, all your generator monsters, every single monster in the entire archetype is essentially locked into, you can only control one copy of it, so you kind of do need to keep your monster count high with generators, even if you have to run some of the like crappier ones. But it is what it is. You guys can see when it comes to the spells, he is, of course, running some of those Infinitrack cards. And the Infinitrack, the thing about Infinitracks is you don't have to run that many of them to be able to go into some of these rank 9 plays. That's why some people like Infinitracks more. It's kind of like an engine. And if you are going to run them as an engine, just know that it is going to be a little more consistent because Heavy Forward is such an excellent card. And it makes it so that even if you weren't running them with generators, you're still able to go into like True King of all Calamities a lot easier than you were before. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the short duel. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.